NetSolutions on the accounts receivable and billing side is a very robust application. With each resident, you're able to set up multiple payers depending on who their pay types are, and those payers can change based on the level of care that the resident is in while they're in the facility. For instance, this resident was a Humana PDPM plan, a managed Medicare plan, for a short period of time, and then they went to Medicaid ICF. So with these payer plans set up in the resident's reimbursement table, I can change who the charges bill to simply by changing their level of care with an effective date. Each of these plans actually can be set up as individualized or customized as they need to be. We follow the main regulations for Medicare, the Medicaids. At some of the managed Medicares, they'll come in with a bit of a different regulation. We're able to accommodate that, as well as the billing, the actual claim forms, the electronic files. If they have different requirements for those, we're able to accommodate that as well. So the bills can always go out clean, and very, very, very little editing is ever necessary. In the reimbursement table, in what we call the reimbursement table on the resident, for instance, and I also can view the census information at the same time that I'm looking at the payer plans in case I need to make changes. If I go into the Humana PDPM plan, I can see when the plan started, if there are days available, if it's a limited day plan, like Medicare has the 100-day limit. I can put in here how many of those days I used prior. I can attach a qualified hospital stay if it requires a 3-day hospital stay. All the policy information can be entered, policy holder, employee information. And then additionally, on each of these, there are segments where we can track any individual changes throughout time with effective dates. For instance, if I come over to my Medicaid plan, if the resident's private portion or the resident responsibility has changed effective a certain date, the system will track that change with an effective date. So effective in this case, 1/1/2021, the private portion amount changed just a little bit. Also, it can track the co-payers, any co-insurance based on the effective date. And one of the really nice things about this effective date being here is that if I go and I need to rebill a prior month, say I needed to rebill something in the year 2020, the system knows that this was their private portion amount at that time. So it will always recreate the prior month's claims correctly. Additionally, one of the nice features about NetSolutions is the retroactive processing that it does. So for instance, in this case, if I realized that back in 2020, their private portion or the resident responsibility amount was different, and I've just now realized it, I can come in, make my change with the effective date of when the true amount changed. I can save that, and the system will actually then go rebill the account from that effective date on without any manual changes needing to be made. The system will automatically do all the retroactive changes to come up with the correct dollar amounts, claim amounts. Another piece that's nice, if I go back to the snapshots are very nice because they just give you a brief glimpse of what's going on the resident's account. If you actually use the resident trust funds, you can always see what the current balance is for the trust funds. We have the ability to store unlimited additional information about a resident. If there's not already a spot that information is saved, the facility gets to create their own fields and store that information. Like I said, the census information. One of the other pieces that's very nice about NetSolutions is we've worked with a lot of other companies to create integration where NetSolutions can accept HL7 messages coming from a third party and then bring them in as admissions, brings in all the census changes that are being sent by the third party. So if by chance you do not have, you have a clinical vet software that you're familiar with and happy with, but you're really not crazy about the AR side, we're able to interface with that clinical software so the clinicians can do their part. The messages would get sent over into the accounts receivable Net Solutions, and then the facility can do their billing from Net Solutions with all of its wonderful capabilities.